Hey guys, so this is like literally like the third time I've done this because I kept messing it up somehow or another. So if I'm lacking my normal enthusiasm, I apologize. Basically, this video is just to get you guys set up for the week of April 7th through the 9th in learning. I'll still be doing my morning updates and things like that, still be posting my read alouds and things like that like I did the week before spring break. But this is kind of our next phase. We're moving into a new unit where we're going to be doing our book clubs and our Lisa Graff author study. Trying to transition us in the most painless way possible, give people an opportunity to kind of get their feet back underneath them after spring break and catch up and hopefully be really successful in this book club thing that we're trying to set up. So let me start walking you through the information that you're going to need for this week. Now remember guys, we didn't have school on Monday on the 6th. And we don't have school on Friday on the 10th because it's Good Friday. So we only have a 3-day school week this week, a 3-day learning week. So like I said, there's a couple of different things, a couple of things that are going to look a little differently than what you're used to with our normal routines, but that's because of our shortened week. Okay, so let me walk you through all of this. I put everything into Schoology again. So we'll go there. If you look into Schoology, guys, I don't even know what that was, but if you go into Schoology, I'm just going to go into my reading course here, my first block reading course. But if you think back before spring break, I was posting all of that online course material stuff in the writing folder for Schoology, but that was because we were in the middle of a writing unit. We're now going to be moving into more like reading unit focuses, and since that's where I was putting all of my updates and everything anyway, I went ahead and made a new folder over here. You can see it, it's this one that's black, the online course materials, and it says after spring break. So this is where I'm going to be posting everything from now on, and just like the week before spring break, I have it broken down into where there will be a folder for each week so you know what you're responsible for that week. So moving into that folder, when we go in there, you'll notice there are two things in that folder right now. There's the requirement sheet, which is just like we did before, where I just list very simply what you're responsible for this week, and then there's another folder that I will direct your attention to here in a minute. But just looking at our requirements, like I said, due to the short week, we did make a couple of adjustments to our expectations for this week. So you will have no reading log and no Lexia this week. There are no requirements for either of those. With it being a short week, I knew that that would be hard to manage, like minutes wise and things like that, of when people I didn't want it to be confusing for what you were responsible for when. So we just decided to call it quits on those two things for this week. The reading log, you'll get more information about next week when we start book clubs anyway, because you are going to be reading for those. And that will obviously count for your reading for the week. So, but there's more information about that to come. The biggest things that I want to direct your attention to on this list of requirements for the 7th through the 9th are number 3 and 4 here. And I'm going to show you where all of that stuff is so that there's no questions about that. But of course, if anything is confusing to you guys, just reach out to me. I am happy to help people, but I cannot help people unless you let me know that you need your help or need my help. So please let me know. I want to help you guys out, okay? So this Lisa Graff cyber stalking investigation, this is the part of our author study where we're going to learn a little bit more about our highlighted author that we're studying. So to do that, you are going to go back out here. You're going to see this folder here that says cyber stalking Lisa Graff, and you're going to go in there. There's a few things in there as well. That first document, guys, that was literally just the list of books that we gave you in the very beginning when you chose books. So if you have it there for reference, you probably won't need it unless you just want to look back at it. But for the most part, what you're going to need is this investigation file, Padlet Stalk the Author. So when you go in there, guys, you're going to find all sorts of things. Mrs. Ballard put this together for us, and it is phenomenal. There are tons of different things on here about Lisa Graff, some videos, some things to read. You'll notice sometimes, like this one says The Great Treehouse War, but when you look down below, it says homepage for author Lisa Graff's website. So just because it says a book title there, don't let that make you think that that's only going to be about that topic or that book. Any of these would be good for you guys. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into this Padlet and find at least two things that you can read or watch about Lisa Graff. Your end goal is to fill out this detective report. And if you look at this, you're just looking for a few things about Lisa. You're going to do her last reported location, which basically is where she lives right now, her education and her family, any information you can find about those things, and then 3 interesting facts about her. So anything that, now, granted, I do not want you guys, giving me one interesting fact about Lisa Graff is that she's a woman, because frankly, that's not very interesting. I'd like you to go a little deeper than that. But you will need to complete this sheet and get it turned back in through Schoology, and this will be a graded assignment for this week. So that's in that cyberstalking folder there, that detective report. So that was number 3 on this requirement sheet, okay? So that's the cyber stalking. You've got the Padlet and you've got the report that you have to put back into Schoology. The 4th thing here is going to be just a really quick check-in. This is more meant to guide you into the groups that I have created for the book clubs. But basically what I've done is I've made a group, not a course, a group that I've enrolled everybody in based on their book title. So let me show you an example of this. If you go back out here, remember courses are different than groups. Courses are going to be where you see all of like your classes, right? Groups, oops, not grades, what am I doing? Groups, I've got lots of groups, obviously, because I'm parts of lots of different teams at school, but you'll notice these bottom ones here all have your book covers on them, and each one of these is going to be a kind of a landing spot for discussion, for online discussion for these books. I want you guys to get as involved as you want to on this. There will be a requirement that you need to comment at least once per week, depending on the prompts or the questions that we might ask. But I'll show you this week's prompt so that you can make sure that you do that. But what you guys are going to want to do, you're going to have to go into groups and look to find your book cover, because I enrolled each of you. If for some reason I miss somebody, let me know that, because I will need to add you to a group. Let's just look at Lost in the Sub. That's supposed to say Sun. Awesome. I will fix that. But the Lost in the Sun group, you notice I don't have any updates or anything, because like I said, I want this to be a landing place for discussion, okay? So if you go to discussions, you'll notice that I already have a discussion topic up there. It just says introduce yourself, and underneath it says include your first name, an interesting fact about you, and an interesting fact that you learned about our author, Lisa Graff. And the only note I put on there is try not to repeat a fact that is already listed on the discussion thread. So if Kate posts that she found out that Lisa Graff's favorite food is pancakes, and then Jillian jumps on and she's going through and she was going to say pancakes too, but she saw that Kate already commented it, I'm going to encourage Jillian to go find another topic, because I think that it is going to be way more interesting to us if we can have less repeats on that list. So push yourself to find something that's not up there, okay, guys? So you'll just reply to that, and just so you guys know, these groups, they are also set up in a way where I have everybody who's reading that title, so all of my 74 students, anybody in any block that's reading Lost in the Sun is in this group. So I've got some groups that have like 20-some people in it, and I've got other groups that have like 3 or 4 people in it. It just depends on how many people are reading the books. So that is the second requirement. Let's go back to our course. I'll show you, go back to that first course there, go back to that online course material. Again, as a review, this is where you're going to find all of your assignments for this week. You've got your requirements page there. I've talked to you about the fact that we have no reading log and no Lexia this week. I walked you through the Lisa Graff cyberstalking investigation that has a Schoology assignment to be submitted from there that will be graded. And the last thing is to make sure that you comment in and introduce yourself on your book club discussion board as number 4 there. So that is what you guys are going to be responsible for this week. A couple other things, just really quickly. We've are trying to put together, I've had basically feedback's been all over the board, just to be super transparent with everybody. I've had some feedback from families who want extra work for their kids, and I have other feedback from other families that they can't possibly handle the load that's happening right now. Something that we talked about in our team leader meeting today that I think is really important, a really great reminder for everybody, and I feel really thankful that I am a part of the New Albany Intermediate building, because I feel like we have an admin team that is being super supportive in a time that is really different, and we're trying to figure a lot of things out right now, and they are just reminding us constantly to kind of give ourselves grace and forgiveness, and realize that, you know, we are all working so hard and trying to make this work on the fly, basically, because it's not something we've had to do before. And I kind of feel the same way about the work that the kids are doing. You know, I'm trying to give them a lot of grace. I'm trying to give them a lot of understanding and flexibility, because like I said, this is way different for everybody. And every time I start thinking about how hard I think this is, I just start thinking about how much harder it could be. So I'm really thankful for the position that I'm in right now. And I want to just extend to all of the families that, you know, if you guys are feeling like the work is too much, like you're not able to get at anything, like you don't understand something, please just reach out to me, because I definitely want to make sure that I'm helping you guys out and making this as easy as possible. With that being said, though, I mean, I am here. We will not start reading our book club books until next week. Okay, we're going to do this Lisa Graff author investigation this week, so you actually don't need those books until next Monday. But next Monday we're hitting the ground running and we're reading those books. So again, please, kids, if you haven't talked to your parents yet about getting that book, please talk to them. Parents, if your kids have talked to you about it and you don't think you're going to be able to get your hands on that book, reach out to me. I want to be able to help you guys. And I know that there's, you know, with everything going on right now, you know, we've offered in the past, you know, Sora as an option, you know, in the library and things like that. And I know that even those things are a little shaky right now with wait times or accessibility or anything like that. So, like I said, we are trying really hard to make this as feasible as possible for everybody. You just got to communicate with us so we can make sure that we can help, okay? At any rate, though, that's all I've got for today. I miss my kids a whole ton, but again, we're back in the swing of online learning this week, and I'll keep doing my daily updates and things like that, and I'm here if you guys need me, so reach out. I'm happy to help, okay? Thanks. Bye.